My Gavon and Elf Lords and Ladies, my name is Mornithel, and welcome back to the channel for the first time in several years. Today I wanted to bring a game to your attention called Hellish Quart. This is... well, this is a... I want to say this meets SCA, HEMA, Historical European Martial Arts, meets Street Fighter. It is... I've enjoyed it quite a bit. So we are going to go ahead and jump right on in with the one true character of Marta. Marta was but a child when Samuel Zborowski cut down her father. She was taken in by the Voivod Golski and spent every moment she could spare on the castle grounds, perfecting the art of fencing and dreaming of revenge. Now with Samuel's reappearance in Ruthenia, the moment had arrived for him to pay with his life. So this is an early access game. I think it's been out for a couple years now. So, for a little bit of context, for the last year and a half, almost 2 years, I've been part of a group called the SCA, or the Society for Creative Anachronisms. We do things like historical sword fighting, so for example, rapier. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, so we need to back off and get some stamina back. So as you can see, this is a side view, or a sort of side view fighting game. You've got a bunch of different characters with, I think, 4 main weapon types. So you've got Father Zera there with a long sword. You've got Marta here with a small sword or rapier. And dang, Father Zera is taking a beating. Okay, I have stabbed him like 4 times now. There we go. But in the SCA we do historical sword fighting and rapier, cut and thrust with various different kinds of weapons. We also do heavy armored combat. That isn't quite as... oh, I did a stupid there. But I actually have been doing rapier fencing for about 5 years now. So, what you see Marta doing, which is the little Spanish lady on the left, is pretty textbook beginning fencing. Aside from getting your face chopped off. So you can see she's keeping her hand down by her hip in normal guard, and then she if you go into long guard, that is a style that is typically associated with Tybalt's. And you can see when I attack, I do a disengage around his sword in an attempt to stab him. What I just did is called a true lunge, and she does actually lunge. But, so, I've had this game on my wish list for about probably at least a year now, because it looks super interesting, and it's got the reputation as the realistic sword fighting game. And I was kind of skeptical because I don't usually play side-on games. Like, I used to play Brawlhalla quite a bit, but Brawlhalla kind of lost me. This, however, like, I have fenced people with that exact rapier. The rapier that I typically use has almost an identical guard to the one that you can see Marie using right there. It is a long, thin blade with 2 straight quillions coming out, and instead of the solid clamshell like Marta has, it's a spiral guard. The one that I normally use is almost an exact copy of that. And as you can see, Marta just stabbed me in the heart. But, so I've used at this point, pretty much every single weapon in this game, aside from a war axe. I've used synthetic sabers, I've used a real saber. I mostly fight... Oh, double kill. I mostly fight rapier, like how Marta does, or Marie. And I have taken a few longsword lessons. But playing this game very much feels... It feels exactly like what I'm used to, just without actually being murdered. And it is... I can't praise this game highly enough. There's like very few voice lines. I think there's like one proper cutscene in the game at this particular moment. But you can tell from the animation, like, oh. For example, if I can catch my breath. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. But the animations of the characters just really brings out, like, Yendrek. That's like the one weapon I haven't actually had an opportunity to fight with. Okay, does she do it? Okay, she didn't do it this time, but sometimes Marta will, like, throw her entire body into a snap. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, she's not doing it right now. But you can just, I mean, look at the way he bounces back and forth on his feet. Each character feels... the characters feel like people. Yes, Marta and Kalkenstein are both technical masters of their fighting style. Like, Marta is always in stance, and because of that, her guard is very hard to get around. Like, even... like, that's a rapier against an axe. So aside from him going down and around... So now I gotta play really careful because my mobility's gone. Come on. There we go. She is always in proper rapier guard. And just playing this game, it feels real. It's really good. I can't, like I said, I can't praise this game highly enough. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna play for a little bit. Oh, I did a stupid. Free lobotomy. Oh, I didn't dodge back fast enough. There we go. That's not what I meant to do. Oh yeah, Marta doesn't have thighs. There we go. Oh, there it was. She snapped. There we go. Yeah. Arm flinging snap of hers after she just provided someone with a free lobotomy. There we go. Now she's doing it. Yeah, the animations convey so much character. It's really fun. My buddy Dallas and I last night, we were playing this game for almost 4 hours straight. We got into it. Oh, there goes my hand. But we were really getting into the game, going back and forth, having a good time. Right now, you can really only play multiplayer through Steam Remote Play, which is a little bit interesting to figure out. Okay, we're gonna back off and regenerate some stamina here. There we go. Yeah, sometimes the camera angle gets a little bit goofy. There we go. And it makes it really hard to judge distance. But this game is going to teach you real quick where your mid-range is. Like right here, I'm probably a little bit closer than I want to be. From about here, he's just out of range of my lunge. Here, I'm too close. The Carabella is going to have a better matchup against me at close range, but I'm close enough that I can just stab him through the heart. But he was also close enough that he got me. And that is pretty realistic in fighting, is the follow-through. For example, just because I stab you through the heart doesn't mean that you just drop to the floor. And this, most of the time, this game does a very good job of showing that. Sometimes there are some hits where it's like, how did that get me? Or how did I get that? But I'd say about 90% of the time, this game, it feels good. Dang. I'm having a really tough time getting through his guard. Let's see. One thing is you always want to keep moving. So for example, if I just stay here and if he were to do... Okay, I didn't see him cut my hand, but I guess he did. So it's a lot more apparent when you're playing against people because... so you see how he was going around? As long as you're moving, you will pretty much always remain on target. But if you stop moving and then you launch an attack, you will probably miss. Because he can walk... Yeah, see? I'm not turning, but as soon as I start moving, I turn back. I missed the lunge. You punished me for it, got my arm. And a lot of these exchanges are going to be pretty quick. You start, there's a little bit of positioning, and then one person makes a mistake and gets punished for it. I think it was like 1700s, like 16 and 1700s rapier duels didn't usually last more than 3 to 5 seconds long because it was one exchange where one person parries and then parries the initial attack and then riposts to win the duel. Let's see. Okay, that didn't quite work. Okay. There we go. I finally had the right range to do the lunge. So I am playing on controller, which is definitely going to be the recommended way to play this game. But if you press start or exit, it brings up both you and your opponent's movement lists, which is pretty cool. Alright, down, left, X. What is... let's see. Oh, I was gonna try and execute him. So you do have some fancy kill moves. I haven't seen hers yet, because she is definitely a more range-focused character. So if you're close enough to grab and execute your opponent, you are way too close, and you're probably not gonna pull it off. There we go. Yeah, sure. Let's see. There we go. If you have the range right, that lunge, the true lunge, is really difficult to block. What was that? Right, A. And then... okay. There we go. And it's really nice in single player. You can just, if you want to learn something, just press start, go through, and you're good to go. Let's see. Blade away, down, Y. There we go. I've gotten pretty good at the true lunge. Now it's time for the boss of Arcade, because there really isn't a story mode just yet. Which, personally, I'm completely fine with. This game has enough skill ceiling that you can play it by yourself for hours. Oof. Yeah, he's really hard to... because he's wearing full armor, it's really hard to actually get a proper hit on him with the rapier. So you can see, I got him, but it bounced off his armor. So let's see if we can draw him in. Long guard. Long guard, long guard. Okay, there we go. We actually hit him twice with that. I did a stupid. Let's see. I don't think... was it? Let's see. I tried to do... I think I tried... what I intended was Blade Away, but instead I did something dumb. Okay, Blade Away was down Y. Okay, he had range on me there. This is also a two-stage fight, so you've got him right here. Dang, he was on the outside. Let's see. So to block, you actually... okay, good. I stabbed him in the eyes. I was gonna say. That quick little non-directional X tap is really good for punishing. Let's see. Ooh. Dang. Impaled myself on his Carabella. as you can see, some sword types have the advantage over the others. Okay, I got him. That was close. So we're gonna go into long guard. There we go. And for all the marbles, Tybalt is doing us in good stance right here. There we go. Okay, there we go, we got him. And the really nice thing is, unless you really suck, like sometimes I do, each round of arcade is really only going to take you 20 minutes. So it can be a really fun little thing to just start playing. Samuel's pretty much the only boss. So it's not like you're going really far into the game. So I think now it's one each, yeah. There we go. Now that he's not wearing armor, I can actually stab him. And just like that, you've beaten the arcade with Martha. The thrill of triumph had coursed through Marta's veins, but it was short-lived. The revenge and hatred that had fueled her every move had been replaced by a hollow emptiness. Marta retreated to the safety of her castle and spent weeks locked in her room, lost in thought and staring at the wall. But one day, as she stumbled over her rapier, she was reminded of the passion that had once driven her. She picked up the sword and moved with a fluid grace, assuming a natural offensive position. Salute, lunge. Her body moved with ease, each motion a reminder of her skill. And then suddenly she snapped her fingers and smiled. The simple act of wielding her rapier had ignited a spark within her, though the memories of her past still weighed heavily on her. And yeah, you kind of get two little lore blurbs with each character. There's several different modes. So if we do survival, history buff, CPU, player on the right. So as an example, I'm just going to start another one. Let's see. There's Marty, Father Zera. This guy isn't ready yet, neither is this guy. Kalkstein. He's another one who is pretty technical. Jendrek is difficult to fight. Let's see. Yasha. Yeah, let's go with Yashik. We'll do worthy opponents. News of Samuel Borovsky's return spread quickly. Yashik Dedinsky knew that sooner or later someone would pay him to get rid of the infamous swashbuckler. He wasn't wrong. Jakub Sienski offered a hefty sum for Samuel's head, and Yashik took the job, especially since he had his own unsettled score with Samuel. Father Zera. Father Zera is one of the characters I have the hardest time fighting. Double. Oh, he didn't drop his sword, so that's not a double. Okay. Okay, so there's right, Y. Another difficulty is Father Zera has a pretty good guard. As well as he is decently fast, and most of his hits are going to kill. Let's see. There we go. Oh, looks like you got me with the false edge. Or, I guess that would be a reverse cut, because there's no false edge on the longsword if it's double-sided. Ooh. There we go. That was the execution. Because we were right up there, I was able to push the right bumper and get him. And now for all of the marbles. Boom. One thing is, as you saw, you can kind of get in close to some people, and there's not much they can do about it. For example, I'm probably not going to be able to get up close to Barabas. And if I am butchering these names, I apologize in advance. I did stupid. The music also changes depending on who you're fighting, and some of the music is... it's all pretty good, but it's like Marta's theme is great. Hopefully, we'll get to hear it. That is something you get quite often when you're fencing saber is you've got these wide sweeping attacks that leave you open. And because of the arcs that you go, you can get two people hitting each other simultaneously on the arm quite a bit. Ooh. Come on. There we go. In the shoulder blade. Ooh. I won, but I was wounded. Jędrek. The Polish cowboy. You really don't want to get into close quarters with him. He will... So he's got range, but he will also murder you. Hey, that was pretty good. I think that was a double Y. It's double Y. No? Oh, yeah. No. Okay. Right double Y. Let's see what this looks like. I'm surprised Jędrek didn't kill me there. He did there. And now For the marbles. Here we go. There we go. Lasso. So this game does not have any iframes or anything that you would typically find in a like Street Fighter, Brawlhalla, Smash Bros, that sort of thing. The combat runs entirely off of stance and the game's internal physics engine, which is how it calculates damage and all these different things. There we go. And I think one more, and then Samuel? Nope, Samuel. So this should be a little bit more of an even fight than Samuel and Marta. But Marta's typically going to have a easier time against most characters because she actually does have quite a bit of reach. Oof. That wasn't good. Yeah, he executed me. My sleeves went a little nuts. Dang. He's just so difficult to actually get a proper hit on because of his armor. Oof. There we go. Got him on the arm. I'm lucky that didn't kill me. Let's back off a little bit. Regenerate stamina. Ooh. I'm, again, surprised I'm not dead. Dang! Another second and that would have been mine. Or that should have been mine. That was a pretty good hit on his own. There we go. Ah! That was a good hit to his breastplate. Got turned though. I should have been executed there. There we go, on the back. Ah, that was a good hit, though. So one thing about the combat in this game is you move a lot. You move around quite a bit more than I've seen in most real duels that I've been in. Usually, people don't move around quite as much. They move a little bit slower, more methodically. I am an outlier in that I am very fast and very aggressive on my feet. However, my reach and my speed do not always save me. There we go. So, in conclusion, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I just want to say, if you're on the fence about this game, and you like historically based games, or you like games like Street Fighter, I highly recommend this game. As of today, the 1st of July, it is on sale for I think like $11.68ish on Steam. I've had it since last night. I enjoyed it so much I bought my friend a copy so we could play. Yashik returned richer with a substantial reward. He wasn't happy about it, though. It wasn't how it was supposed to end. Samuel killed many people before Yashik got to him, and what Yashik saw in the dying man's eyes, was it regret? Maybe it's best to not think about it too much. Tomorrow surely someone will want to pay for Jack's skills again. After all, they call him the first saber of the Commonwealth, and there's always a need for his services. But that'll go ahead and wrap it up for, well, my first video back in years. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you'll consider buying this game. It is a lot of fun. I hope you all take care. Have a good one.